They look at problems, providing solutions within seconds by processing massive databases. So the main goal of AI research includes knowledge representation, not natural language processing, planning, learning, and perception, and that is widely used in mathematics, optimization, statistics, operation research, economics, psychology, of course, education, philosophy, neuroscience, etc. It has penetrated into all these fields. We talk about the specific applications such as search engines, the Google search. We talk about recommendation systems, see how the YouTube operates, how the Amazon operates, the Netflix operates. It includes understanding of human speech. So we have got speech recognition like Siri and Alexa. Then we have got self-driving cars, what we call as a Waymo. Then the generative and creative tools like the latest one, the Chat GPT. So all this is happening in a big way. So let us look at the AI-driven education, what it is and what is challenging. From times immemorial, what we talk about computers today, technology has always been there in the field of education. What's different is that the modern education is mainly based on technological gadgets and information technologies, what we call as the ICT. And you take it today, the classrooms from KG to PG and PhD are equipped with ICT tools because of knowledge generation, knowledge understanding, and observation within the stipulated period of time. I remember the days when I was doing my PhD, and I still remember when I was doing my master's, I was using the old typewriter to type on the dissertation. And look at the changes that have happened, the sea changes today. For example, within 1 hour, stipulated time, teachers can teach effectively and efficiently by using ICT tools driven by AI today. And what happens to the students on the other side? They can visualize the concepts by looking at the diagram and data, and accordingly, practically, they can try in the gadgets and computers. So it really challenges the modern classroom and the modern teachers. But remember, technology was there. Let me bring to the context now. We have not forgotten the use of the OHP, the overhead projectors. I have used it, where we have to prepare the what you call as the slides on the films. And you know how much of time is spent on creating each and every slide. So in general, the intelligence creation or simulation is based on the problem, and it can be divided into smaller problems, nothing but sub-problems. And the solution to each of the sub-problems leads to the solution of the main problem. And this approach is referred to as divide and conquer by experts. The idea of a supercomputer is also based on this, and millions of processing units connect and make the supercomputer. And that's what is happening in this beautiful small box that I'm talking to you and reaching out to you. Now, having said that about technology, I think my job is to look at, in today's address, what's happening at the global arena. Now, let me bring to the focus that as per the Sustainable Development Goal 4, SDG 4, by the United Nations, is to provide quality education to students based on the title Ensure Inclusive and Equitable Equality Education and Promote Lifelong Learning Opportunities for All. UNESCO's Education 2030 agenda is also based on the principle inclusion and equity by using AI technologies for achieving this goal. So education is the main driving force for bringing out the result for multiple sustainable development goals. And so we need to be reminded of this. Moreover, education system focuses on empowering and enriching a large set of educated people and improvising the quality of education system as a whole. Look at the gross enrollment ratio of India today. It's less than 28%. And if we have to enhance this, it's only through the potential of the AI. So in recent times, to enhance the quality of education by using modern technology like the artificial intelligence, AI-based, now we talk about machine learning or the ML, the capability of a machine to imitate intelligent human behavior. We have got robots. So there are students, PhD scholars, as far as I know in education, who are using robots to teach students with several disabilities. So as a result, machine learning has a significant influence on the education system. And it's widely applied in the education system of various tasks, such as creating models by monitoring student performance and activities that accurately predict student outcomes and their engagement. So therefore, it puts the teacher in a spot. And machine learning is based on connecting multiple tools and mechanisms. And so what is the ultimate aim of any education institutions? To improve the quality of students' learning outcomes and find various other solutions to improve the quality of the education system. Very quickly, I'm just trying to map the little background of what's happening with technology, AI, and machine learning. And therefore, what is that we can gain from what education can benefit if we equip our teachers and our system with AI. Personalized learning can happen. Then there can be adapted assessments. Students can learn at their own pace. Skinner talked about self-paced learning when the computer machines came. But today we have got high-speed processing softwares and systems. And day by day, things are improving. And therefore, the teachers cannot be left behind. We have to run. Then, as I said, less than around 28% gross enrollment ratio. If we have to improve accessibility, so AI-driven solutions can make education more accessible to a wider range of learners. Then efficiency and cost effectiveness is another benefit that we can gain. Now, if we have to make any decisions, we need to have data. So AI provides a basis for data-driven decision making. It also enables self-learning. It gives an ample amount of opportunity for life learning and upskilling ourselves. There is access to it gives a platform and opportunity for global access. The floodgates of information will open up with AI. So the ample scope for innovation and experimentation. Today, we can have improvement in language learning and translation, etc. So there are all the benefits of that. So therefore, it provides a huge platform for continuous improvement. Now, it's also very important to discuss in a program like this over the next 5 days. While AI-driven education offers many benefits, it's important to address potential challenges too. For example, data privacy is a problem. Equity issues. Largely, it's assumed that technology is accessible only to a few, elite. And the risk of over-reliance on technology. That's the most dangerous part. And teachers and colleges of education are the right platform to address this particular issue. So therefore, a balanced approach that combines the strengths of AI with human guidance and human potential and the oversight is essential to harness the full potential of AI in education. So, how to create technology for learning? Creating an ecosystem for AI-driven education that can help provide your learners with the emotive as well as the cognitive and functional learning is the challenge. And I'm sure that over the next 5 days, the various sessions of the conference will address the same. Hence, the focus is to go beyond artificial intelligence. And my humble request is to rely on natural intelligence or simply the human intelligence. Get empowered. Empower the students in the basic cognitive capacities to reason, to think, to remember, to analyze, to carry out problem-solving skills, and to understand the world. Get a thought, a working model, a thought working model for themselves, and to enable them to learn, adapt, and make decisions as the key to success with the use of AI. And I'm sure that this 5-day FDP will make a difference at the end of the program in both teaching and learning. And it's really going to send signals and messages to all of us gathered here that we take the human potential and the human capacity to the best of its nature. So I congratulate all of them who have conceived this idea, and on behalf of Christ Deemed to be University and the Center for Education Beyond Curriculum, and also on behalf of Dr. Kishore, I wish you all the best and thank you for this wonderful opportunity. I remain.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for setting the precedent for the next 5 days, and it was a very enriching keynote address, I would say. And also thank you for emphasizing on the fact that it is not just the AI that we need to focus on, but also the other skill sets that we already possess, not to forget that we still contain that with us. Thank you so much, sir. Pass it on to ma'am. Sharmila ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, sir. I would like to thank Dr. Andrew Kennedy Thomas for his keynote address, which gave a very befitting start to this FDP. Sir, your support to organize this FDP means a lot to us. We are deeply grateful to you for touching upon all the vital things we as teachers need to do, remember, and always continue doing. Thank you very much, sir. Now, it is my privilege to introduce the resource person of this session, Dr. Vipin Sharma, Faculty and Director, Planning and Development Unit, English Language Institute, Jharkhand University. Dr. Vipin Sharma has a rich teaching experience in Jharkhand University. He is an enthusiastic teacher known for creating enjoyable and lively learning environments. He implements learner-centric teaching strategies and helps other teachers to develop context-specific, effective, and efficient methods of teaching. Dr. Vipin Sharma is also a trainer, researcher, and a freelance writer. His research interests include English language teaching, professional communication, translation, eco-criticism, and studies on effective practices in developing the language and literacy skills of English as a foreign language learners. Dr. Vipin Sharma has published many papers and articles in national and international journals of repute, conference proceedings, and edited books as invited chapters. He has also authored and edited a number of books. What makes Dr. Vipin Sharma an influential person in ELT circles is his ardent efforts to make language teaching a pleasant experience to teachers and language learning an engaging experience to learners. I feel delighted to welcome Dr. Vipin Sharma to this online session. May I now request Dr. Vipin Sharma to take over and begin this session. Sir, we are all ears to listen to you. Thank you.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay. Thank you very much. And I don't know how to start with who to thank you, who to thank, who not to thank you. First of all the organizers who are behind the show, my sincere gratitude to all of them whose names are not appearing or not appeared yet. And from my side, I express my heartfelt greetings to all of them. Secondly, to all the organizers who are head, Professor Sharmin also, and Professor Kishore and Professor Thomas, I express my sincere thanks to all of you for giving me this wonderful platform to just share my thoughts and experiences with all of you. And of course, the wonderful participants as well who are with us, sparing their valuable time with us. So, and thanks to Professor Thomas, who has almost covered all the vital points. All of you for giving me this wonderful platform to just share my thoughts and experiences with all of you. And of course, the wonderful participants as well who are with us, sparing their valuable time with us. So, I think it is overlapping. Am I right?
It is audible and clear now, sir.
Okay.
Someone opened YouTube.
Okay.
That's overlapping.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine now. I request all of you to be with me. I'll take only half an hour of that 35 minutes, then we will have an elaborate discussion after that. So, as we all are aware of that, with the rapid acceleration of that integrating artificial intelligence, not in education, but in the other spheres of life by all of us, irrespective of our age factors, that has made us as educators all over the world, not here, at your institute, to reevaluate the purpose of education in the light of these number of humongous applications. So when we say teach for all, it includes everyone, right from a child of 5 years or 4 years to the people, very senior people who are with us, with all ages. And we see the potential of this artificial intelligence, that is, there is no end of it, to accelerate the long pending, that is overdue transformation of education systems. And we always talk about equity and inclusive learning, especially in the new education policy. Since we need to prepare our young minds to thrive and shape a better future, I'll cover a few points in my slides when I share with you. And sometimes we feel offended with this word, this term artificial intelligence as teachers. But I assure you, we see along with you, see huge opportunities for all of us to use these technologies to enhance our own teaching practice and professional experience. So there is no, need to get scared of these things. And of course, we should pursue some dialogues in the department amongst us when we are sitting on a cup of tea. And we should always think of the use of artificial intelligence on the future of work and education. The reason is it will help us developing skills and values that are of course uniquely human and less likely to be replaced by technology. It's not everything can be replaced by technology, but yes, for the largest extent, we hope, we do feel, we get sometimes scared that it will overpower us, especially when we talk about nowadays chat GPT that is already been banned in some of the countries. So most of us, along with the students, agree that this new concept, what we call, new innovation, that chat GPT, it is just another example of why we can't keep doing things the old way for schools and for the students in the modern world that we are in today. Because you see, the child who is born in this century is born with electronic gadgets. So it's not new for him. And they are the better experts than us. So why not to make use of their expertise when we talk about this? Now, let me share my presentation with you so that we can have I'll share my screen if you allow me. Am I with you now? My screen is with you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the job which assigned to me today is artificial intelligence in education, a brief introduction. I have tried to introduce multiple concepts as Professor Thomas has almost covered all the points, the areas, be it education, philosophy, automobile, the medicines, all the sector almost he covered. Anyways, I would walk through these few topics, that is emerging and innovative technologies in education. Then why do we need integration of artificial in education? And what are the ways and means to achieve fundamentals of integration of AI in education? Then I would talk about some of our strengths that we can grab on so that we can involve our teachers, the students to partake, evolve, and innovate some of the new practices as we all are known. And then we can talk about AI not as a master, but as a facilitator. And then I will open up this discussion with some questions, which in the beginning also I have some questions, and I will finish with some questions that will throw everyone's into deliberations. So now the time has gone by when there was a passing teaching methods. Now we all are involved into active rather than where everybody is involved. There is no one left behind the process of teaching and learning, because the learning is from womb to tomb, we all are aware of. So in that case, we all are hopeful that the advent of the new concept that is become slowly old also, or it is in the revolutionary stage, that is artificial intelligence. It will spur, I would talk educators, as teachers, as students, I will talk policymakers, even parents also, to jointly come together to consider that, what skills our students really need to excel. Why? Because they have to pass through the time of uncertainty. They have to solve multiple complex problems, and they have to shape their future also in the changing economy. Ultimate game is to earn money. And how to get job? By following the existing or the innovative practices that the society or the employers they demand from them. So it needs participatory teaching methods, and for maximum extent, the artificial intelligence will definitely fulfill this purpose. Now, as Professor Thomas also, he advised so many points to all of us, and we know that significant changes in the society economy across the world. Now, it's not, today, now we are striving hard to become the third largest global economy, whereas we have already achieved the 5th rank. But our Prime Minister, he's focusing more, emphasizing more on the youth part, and he thinks that we would be able to achieve this target to become third largest economy in the world by 2030 or 2035. So now, if we want to attain that, it's mandatory to produce young minds, creative minds, and that can be done through integrating the artificial intelligence in education. Then it's a need of the hour and the people also. And if you rightly read out the education policy, the latest, released in 2020, so you might have seen it basically emphasized on quality, innovation, and research. And all the colleges, they have this quality assurance department separate cell. Under them, they may conduct various programs. And these are the three pillars on which India will become a knowledge superpower. So when we talk about knowledge superpower, it's very important to maintain our own pace with the fast moving world, that's economy or the technology. Then if we want to excel, if we want to maintain pace, if we want to walk, hand in hand, so what we need to do is, so it's pertinent or important for us to incorporate artificial intelligence into academia, because it has the capacity to transform education systems and make them more equitable. Of course, Professor Thomas talked about the equity factor. That it's very difficult, but it's not impossible. I remember the time when the digitization started in India, about when you digital payment, that there was very much hue and cry, lot of debates that how people will manage this. And today, if you see, 70% of the transaction, it is done through online, through digital, using some applications. They all use artificial intelligence. So I'm sure, yes, problem would come when we adopt or adapt to the new technologies. Problems do come, constraints do come, but at the same time, we are more cautious and careful, specifically after pandemic, that everybody is aware of, when we all were in the four walls. Then the second is the integration of this can accelerate the long overdue transformation of education systems towards inclusive learning. Now, every parent wants his child to learn, to get expertise in specific skills or domain. And he has the money to spend also. I'm sitting here abroad, I'm paying huge amount for 1 GB, maybe 10 times of what we pay, maybe 20 times what we pay in India. So it's very cheap. And electronics and gadgets also. So the accessibility of the technology would play definitely a main role, and every person has a mobile phone in his hands. And specifically in pandemic, we have seen some of the problems, but later on, the government also, they supported, NGOs also came forward, and they could tackle those problems magnificently. At the same time, we all can use these technologies to enhance our teaching practices. And not only teaching practices, but now what we are doing, this is a professional development for all of us. Even through this, I am also gaining much more what I expect from the program. Then, for the students, we always talk about 21st century skills. And if you want to develop their skills, so there is no point that we do not use artificial intelligence into the academia, because we need to teach them life and career skills so they can get a job, they can adapt and adopt to any situations, whatever challenges they face in life. And Professor Thomas also rightly mentioned about the ICT, or information, media, and technology skills. They need to know, even we also need to learn. Learning and innovation skills, and the last is communication and collaboration, for which we set the perfect example of the last one. Then a few questions which I was just wondering, for the last 1 week, I was searching through many articles, but many information I piled up, but ultimately few questions which were stuck in my mind. They are why do we learn to do something a machine can do? Artificial intelligence, as Professor Thomas told about this, I mean, the same human intelligence is captured by the machines. Whatever we do, it is done by the machine. That is the use of artificial intelligence. And what is the original thought on this? How might breakthroughs in thinking in your discipline be supported or impeded by AI? Your discipline means it's not I'm from the Department of English or this domain. I'm using this, any domain. You talk about the philosophy, you talk about education, you talk about English, you talk about any faculty of engineering, maybe automobile, or maybe in pharmaceutical companies or the medicines. Everyone uses artificial intelligence. And then how do you imagine the relationship between the AI, human activity, what we perform, and innovation? So we have to synchronize these moments. We have to make equilibrium. We have to balance all the activities if we want to gain success. We do not want that artificial intelligence AI tools should, overpower us or govern us. No, it should become facilitator rather than become the masters. Then how much reliance we should have on these tools? Because ultimately in the complex situations, you have to take decisions, some vital decisions, and there would be many challenges, and you have to overcome those challenges. You have to think critically what is best for you. Then what unique aspects of human learning can and cannot be replicated by AI? So you cannot depend 100% on this. It is not any substitute to a teacher. No. So I'm talking about in the totality, these questions, they put us many challenges to us, whether we should go for this and whether we should not go for this. So then the ethical parts, Professor Thomas also rightly mentioned about, the private information, privacy. The issue of privacy would remain. And we have to set some rules and regulations that government is doing, and that can make all of us think about ethically about our responsibility and to maintain not only our safety, but safety of our students also. So for this, what we need to do is we have to keep on deliberating. We have to create a forum, which I will mention at the last slide. So we have to sit together, have to decide on. It is not one-way process, but we have to think positively that what are the pros and cons if we integrate into the education for an inclusive, participatory, and holistic approach. Then we will go to the experts. They will be technical experts, because it cannot be done single-handedly. You have to take administration part also. You have to take the technical experts also. You have to see the feasibility in your subject also. So how far you can exercise these. Then in the previously few institutions, they might have incorporated AI into their teaching learning process. We can extract some information from there. The reason is whatever problem they faced during exploitation, their journey, the same problem we should not face, and whatever the lessons and solutions they have, they can be easily adapted to our situations. Then, of course, it is open discussion. Anytime suggestions and pieces of advice, or they all are welcome. These all will help us take, the wise decision. Now, as far as our country is concerned, we need to have these 5 factors in mind before we go for this: access, affordability, equity, quality, and accountability. They are very, very important if we would like to integrate AI in education, because we want everyone to participate in this process, and we do not want to exclude anyone to get the good results. Now, the current scenario today is for all of us, as Professor Thomas mentioned, almost all the departments, they use artificial intelligence. And in the pandemic, we saw a very smooth sailing by our country and using ICT to become a global leader. And we have seen some of the digital initiatives also that transformed and formed our society into a very, very powered or knowledgeable society. Then the whole process, when we think about our country at the global context, in the global context, and we see the third powerful economy in the world, so it needs young and creative minds who have many skills, much knowledge about not only about his own subject, but the multi-skilling. So this transformation can be brought in when we integrate AI into education. So that we can improve some of the educational processes also and the learning outcomes what we all strive for. And it will create very healthy relationship also. Now, I'll not go deep into this. In a nutshell, I would say that if we use artificial intelligence, it will increase our one-on-one interaction with the students. Now we see 49%, McKinsey report is there. We see 49% of the time is in direct interact with the students. Now we implemented in the last semester, we implemented the flipped classroom and blended learning approach, and it has done tremendously excellent for our students. And I wish if you also incorporate the same. And when the student comes to the class, the teacher should not teach, but he should interact because he is already come prepared to the class. And you share some of the videos or the audio, some of the teaching material to the students online through flipped classroom. So when he comes to your class, you can have a better opportunity and good amount of time to interact with him. Now, again, this is you need to evolve and innovate. See, now that this is not the time to keep yourself idle. You have to be always on toes. Every click of your mouse gives you some new information. And this information is definitely put to the best use. And this best use you can put when you embrace the challenges that AI puts in to provide a better learning. And when you have a better learning, and it will definitely increase your awareness, your capacity to deal with the various challenges, increase your critical thinking, problem solving skills. Nowadays, a new concept has come, social or emotional, and that intelligence and well-being of everyone, not well-being of the students, but the teachers also. So, and we have seen, through various articles, I have experienced that the institutions that used AI tools and through well-trained and well-supported teachers, it has been, invaluable and for accelerating progress towards their vision. Because you have to have a vision and mission when you integrate artificial intelligence into your academia. So you create an ecosystem that not only solve country challenges of scale, knowledge, and skills, but also make you always aware of that you have to do more and more. The appetite of getting involved is increasing. So when you keep on involving, there is a professional development also in you. And then that will make you something different than others. Now, many people will always feel that what should we do, what should not, and how can we do? Now, The pandemic has taught many lessons to all of us. And we have seen that not only teachers, but the students have incredible talent and immense potential. And they know pros and cons of using technology better than us. And they also consider sometimes the entrepreneurs. Now you have seen some of the people on social media, they are earning money also. And integrating all these activities, they will definitely impact us, all of us, in academic institutions. So what we should do is, we should take advantage of their expertise, their interest, their attitude, their temperaments, and we can involve them into this process of teaching and learning. So examples are like machine learning, blockchains, smart boards. We use smart boards. They're very easy to handle, and their students also take a lot of interest. Then adaptive computer testing for student development, for instant feedback. And I had seen the program of all the FDP 5 days program. I mean, so in that also, the esteemed speakers would come and talk about assessment and about the implications of inclusion of ChatGPT into academia, and then few softwares and hardware. Through the process of searching out the material for the presentation, I could find many studies carried out on this, and they have used AI tools. I have not found any of the studies that has given negative report, completely negative report, but almost they have given positive also. Of course, they were divided on certain issues, but addressing that digital divide through professional development programs or such FDPs, they will definitely make the process quite easy rather than cumbersome. And conducting such programs to larger extent will make the policy makers also, the administrators also, quite easy for them. So we can use these into lesson planning also, and we can talk about the quality feedback also, instant feedback also. Then you can interact with the parent also, whether creating certain softwares, and of course the professional development. Now, not to talk much about the use of information media and technology skills. You know, the click of mouse, the information, piece of information flows, or the spreads like wildfire. Even the wildfire is also slow nowadays in front of these, when you talk about spread of the information through technology. And then millennials, we should be very, very cautious when we deal with our students nowadays, especially because they are hooked with the mobile devices. They are concerned with the satisfaction in the workplace than monetary satisfaction, because when you teach them, sorry, they should have the feeling of sense of belongingness, sense of initiation, sense of innovation, sense of creativeness, and they should adapt to the how to solve complex problems. And they are always on the gadgets, on social media, so you can streamline those processes of social media by incorporating into the educational practices. And you have to adjust your programs also according to their needs. Somewhere you have to carry out needs analysis, and the dependent on internet to learn how to do things. Those people like me who are not good at internet, I mean technology, use of technology, we should also get tuned to learn new technologies. Now, I was reading an article. The links, he cites current uses of AI in education in these areas. You can have these almost in the academia, right from the lesson planning from home to the classroom until you get the result. That is your the feedback or assessment. And it talks about the these aspects also very grave aspects, grave areas, cyber security and safety and security. So they are using that also. So these are the few areas where the AI in education is being used. It's not that this, but previously also they are done. Now, in higher education also, not only school, there also, when we write articles, we always find that your rate of plagiarism is high. Even when we write articles and send to the journals, they don't accept more than 10%. So how does it? I mean, because there is a software, like Turnitin in the other softwares and the Grammarly. So what they detect the plagiarism. This is done by the artificial intelligence also. Then exam integrity. So you create some exam online and the student, they take exam. There are certain other systems we call learning management systems. So in academic research also, and at a time, now see, I'm sitting here, you're also sitting there. We are all synchronizing. I mean, all together we are here. So they give us plethora of opportunities to learn and connect each other. Now, here, I don't know how many of you would agree with me that we should not go for artificial intelligence in excess. We should maintain a balance where we can have a very healthy and convenient environment in the class, and where students are automatically attracted to learn something, and they are not only in physically available in the class, but also with the use of their cognitive abilities also. And then when teachers and students, they are on the same platform, there is no point then learning won't take place. So it will increase your understanding, and the students will not depend on rote method. So I told you that you have to collaborate, you have to communicate and collaborate on certain issues. When you adopt this strategy, there should be a vision, and people should be expert in using this, and there should be accessibility also. Proper infrastructure should be there. You should provide them the time also. It needs time to get tuned to. So it's very important for all of us to communicate effectively and collaborate. Now, this is what is the range of use is we always believe that differentiate about the lower order thinking and the higher order thinking. We always want our students to develop their higher order thinking. So in that, you start from here, from basic skills, and it moves to attainment of the 21st century skills. Here, it is a real world where the students after the college, he goes and joins a new environment. Of course, new environment, but problems are not new for him. He knows how to handle the problems. He knows how to do his activities online. He knows how to communicate effectively online and using the artificial tools. Now, I was reading and I thought something I should make an epic presentation. I just make one line from my side. Otherwise, every content is taken from here and there. This is the crux that I'm presenting for you. Artificial intelligence won't significantly and favorably affect the student learning until we adapt and update our teaching methods. So we have to pull off our socks, and we have to try and learn before we exercise it in the class. Then our focus area, basically, resources. We should have ample resources, even teacher also, instructions, all the students. These are the basic main stakeholders when we give a call for artificial intelligence. So we have to see from the print-based traditional material to the material which is available online, and from the room, we have to go for the exact real problem solving, whatever the students are going to face in the next few years. Then from the task-oriented goals to the learning goals, and from the memorization method, the students should go higher level process. This is a word of caution from not my side. This is a requirement for all of us to see this, and this will define our role, our responsibility, our accountability when we exercise this. So ethics, we have to follow ethics, and we have to create an environment where whatever we exercise, whatever we create, whatever we adopt with AI, it is developed and keep the privacy factor into mind, and people should not feel offended. The students should not feel that our information, they get leaked at certain point in time. So monitoring and regulatory should be kept in mind before when we go for this, and any violation at any form or any place or any point in time should be dealt very carefully and seriously. Now, how we are going to incorporate this at the institute level, at the level, at the regional level or state level? There is only one process, that is we have to create a platform where we sit together and exchange ideas on specific topics. Because you will have experts also in one field, experts in the other field. So when you share your experiences, your goals, so definitely it will help everyone to maintain equitable use of artificial intelligence in education. So to enhance learning, not only learning, it will have many folds. It will help in administration. It will help in the teaching and learning process. It will help in the assessment also. And before everything, it will help in planning also. And whenever you find any lapses or flaws, you can make make a provision for remedial action also. So it will also provide the leadership also of education institutions and all stakeholders, and it will equip yourself with the latest innovations, knowledge, and research, as well as it will provide you, a lot of opportunities for you to fulfill your requirements. Of course, this is the same, the format it is gonna discuss. It is all about the students oriented also. It is about the teacher oriented also. It is for the institutions also to play a very vital role in this. So there should be regularity in this. It's not only you have a process and then you leave it. It can be in the form of this FDP program. It can be in the form of workshop. It can be form of the conferences, whatever the platform you prepare, but this should continue. And the policymakers also, the administrators also, they should support the development of the vibrant body of knowledge and practices. And it will definitely ensure that artificial intelligence is a force for equity and quality. And then it's a future of education, of course. So what should we plan? Where does it fall on the standards and learning objective? This is very, very important. I have prepared 3 points. So the deliberations. So we have to see this. And what elements of the 21st century skills does it include? We have to make sure. And if it's an artificial intelligence lesson, does it include relevant core content related to 21st century skills? And these are the few fundamental areas which are the domains which I was a bit concerned, and I prepared certain questions for you. And I'm sure if we co-create something, and if we prepare some easy entry points, if we go for digital literacy, if we go for innovation and adaptation, and I'm sure, I mean, the sky's the limit for us. I mean, we can create miracles, and grappling with AI is not that we cannot deal with. And I'm sure we can deal with any number of problems that we can have. And what we foresee is the teaching and learning in the early days of generative, when it was in the initial stage, AI, I'm talking about AI. That time it was a bit tricky for all of us. And with some dissensions, some frustrated comments, but and there is no clear roadmap. That time there was no clear roadmap, but we can now make a clear roadmap. And the truth is, frankly speaking, the truth is we don't know what's going to happen with the AI, how it will shape and transform education, and not only education, the society and a part of humanity also. However, I mean, describing all these and the constraints or the points that I'm bit scared of, let's not forget that our students, teachers, they are very, very hardwired to learn. They are eager. They are curious to know something more. And this curiosity is our birthright as human beings, and meaning making our survival instinct. And I tell you, there is no sophisticated algorithm that can replace our curiosity, our creativity to learn, adapt, and adopt as far as the artificial intelligence in academia is concerned. And I'm sure, and we would have definitely a good sale in these 5 days. And for all policymakers, for administrators, teachers, it will go a long way that can help you to frame and formulate new strategies in teaching and learning process. With this, I conclude my presentation part, and I'm open to the questions and the open discussions. And I would welcome if the participants ask me questions, as many as they can. Over to the professor. Is there with me? Over to the moderator, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Participants, if you have questions, you can either post them in the chat box or you can unmute and ask them.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. Very good evening.
Yeah, sir. I am from Maharashtra. You mentioned about self-learning. Will the role of a teacher be shifting from teacher to a tutor in the future?
Done, sir?
You mentioned due to artificial intelligence, self-learning will start. Then will the role of the teacher change from teacher to a tutor?
Sir, I told you the 100% control will never be given to the AI tools. AI tools would work as facilitators, not only for the students, for the teachers also. Who is gonna feed AI tools? We are gonna to feed AI tools. When we exercise AI tools with some materials, who is gonna prepare materials? Who is going to give command? Initially, we are the people. And when we talk about social intelligence or social or emotional intelligence, it cannot be covered with, when we talk about the well-being of the students, the sense of belongingness with the students, when we talk about motivation, encouragement, it cannot be given by the AI tools. AI tools can be a facilitator, not masters. Okay. So along with, yes, we can take help from AI tools that can make our process a bit easy. But at the same time, we do not want that AI tools should govern all of us. and take our position as teachers. No. Yes, we can have the optimum utilization. I would rather say, in a nutshell, optimum utilization of AI tools into academia will definitely give us good results. There is no doubt in that. For example, I tell you, for example, plagiarism part I was talking about. If you notice, if the AI tools give you 20%, 25%, it's a good for you so that you can work on that the article so that it can reduce to 10%. Yes, sometimes in the plagiarism, they cite some of the words which are common words. They also give in plagiarism, but in that case we have to deal with all those situations. I hope I have cleared your doubt.
Yes, sir. One more question I would like to ask.
Please, sir.
May I?
Sure,
May I?
please.
Yeah. Sir, how will you define a perfect teacher to the present scenario when AI is applied? What type of qualities the teacher requires?
One should open his ears and eyes always time, every now and then. That's
Okay,
the only
sir.
one.
Thank you.
That is the only one way, sir. We have to be active, not passive listener. We have to be active participants. Whether we are listening, whether we are speaking, whether we are reading, anywhere we get some new idea, we should. And one more thing is we should be, sir, I'm sorry to say, we should first consider ourselves learners. Then only we can do something. And the self-complacency, when you say, I know everything, will not work out. Plus, one size doesn't fit all today. So we have to, again, evolve, and innovate. So that is the best way to deal with.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening.
So I'm Dr. Suman from Haryana. I want to ask the same question. Do you think that AI is going to replace human beings like teacher?
Very good question, Professor Suman. Nicely put in a nice way, nice words. Absolutely never. It would never happen that the AI tools would replace teachers. So be very clear, and in your mind, it will never happen, at least in this century, 21st century. And I'm sure in the next, it will never happen in future also.
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So that is a question in the chat box.
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Okay.
You're talking
May
about
I, sir?
Infosys chairman, Mr. Nayamurthy, right? So no, you don't need to work for 70 hours. You need to work the same time. Only thing is, it will make you to spare more time for the students. So don't worry about that thing. And you say the complicated. Yes, the problems remain problems till you think that these are problems. For example, if I do not know Excel, so it will remain, I have to type each and everything. I have to, add each and every digit or every number. So the person who has good knowledge about Excel, he will take just seconds to add it, to subtract it, to divide it, to calculate it. Same is for the standard deviation also. When we talk about SPSS software in doing research analysis, how we analyze data? The huge number of data. How do we do it with the seconds? We just pour it in the software and we get the results, whether it's a correlation, whether it's a standard deviation, whether it's a median, mode, anything. So that is the best way. But only thing is we have to first be learners. That is the only one way. There is no other solution. See, I don't think it will reach any end point. Some new innovation will come. See, when you remember the mobile phone, I still remember I had that 3315 Nokia, 3315, I think that is the. Now see from where we came to the Apple iPhone 15, right? So that is the way we can explore things, and it will totally evolve with the time. And I don't think the creative, otherwise, creativity is the universal word. This word will never abolish. I mean, it will keep on exploring something more. People are, thinking about going to Mars nowadays. And we have done with the Chandrayaan that we are exploring much more. So maybe in the next century, something will come and we may visit and travel to that place, and maybe we reside there.
Suryakala, I think you can give your conclusion. Thank you very much, sir.
My
Okay,
pleasure,
wonderful
Doctor. My pleasure.
presentation. Now over to Suryakala.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Vipin Sharma, for your comprehensive presentation. It included the ways in which AI can transform the educational landscape, our need to adapt and change, while at the same time maintaining the equilibrium, and the challenges we will be facing with AI-driven education. We are deeply grateful to you for your ready acceptance to share your expertise and for your thought-provoking presentation. Thank you very much. We thank all the participants for the overwhelming response to this FDP. Dear participants, the link to the feedback form for this session is there in the chat box. Please fill the feedback forms before you leave. Thank you very much. Goodbye, and we will meet again tomorrow at 6 p.m. Thank you.
Sir,
Thank you
Dr.
very much.
Vipin, there is one more question in the chat box.
Yes, please.
Is it possible to access the AI application in the poor or poverty people?
Yes, absolutely. Why not? Absolutely. I mean, there is no word like poor or poverty here and anywhere in the world. You go. I mean, I have seen people. I mean, even you cannot define a person poor and poverty. Yes, I mean, yes, I do agree with you. And if you talk about go to tribal areas, I have visited Arunachal Pradesh. I visited many other places also. So, but see, now we are talking about 5G. And its mission and vision is to provide internet facility to each and every person who is living in a very remote area, remote places. That is a statement I found from the Reliance chairman.